being part of every episode is sharing part of you to the world, and that means you are pouring out of your cup. How do you refill? This is a very interesting question. These questions came in before I took the break, but they came late. They should have been answered in the previous episode, but here we are now. So, how do I refill? Like you have seen, I have been on a 2 months break. It should have been 1 month, but I took an extra month because I still felt spent. Question number two. While the podcast is healing, you are in studio with people narrating the different stories. Do these impact you at a certain point? Interesting. The episode that was 2 parts last month, in May, the conversation I had with Helen Kabahokia was quite something. It took a heavy toll on me, and it's the reason why I took an early break, which extended into an extra month. Of course, there is that bit of the break for June, and then an extra month for July. Then question number 3, what has been your lowest moment at the podcast? I think my lowest moments were the beginning, the first year. That was me trying to understand what podcasting is. I envy the people that have started podcasting through trainings. I just dived into it without understanding what I'm supposed to be doing. So imposter syndrome also came in, of course. Huge struggle. Though I believe that's my lowest during my podcasting years. We're about to make 5 years, by the way. What has been your highest moment? Highest moment? I'm not sure I have. My highest moment was when I had my first podcast live recording event last year. Yes, that is my highest moment. And then question over number 5, how did you overcome the lowest moment? I landed on a masterclass on imposter syndrome. I think the masterclass was on fear, how to overcome fear or something like that. And I got to understand what I was struggling with. So with that, I just came back stronger. My consistency was out of the roof come 2021, and it was evident. Everyone was like, who is this person? Even the people that were refusing to be guests were now bringing themselves, they were inviting themselves to the podcast. Question number whatever, what is your greatest lesson? The greatest lesson? I don't know. What's my greatest lesson? My greatest lesson is that everyone has a story to tell. Yeah, everyone has a story to tell. Favorite episode? I always dodge this question. My favorite episode, I don't really want to call it my favorite, but it's, I think it was episode 39. I don't remember the number, or 34, with Ezra Chibirango. During our conversation, I realized that I had a aha moment during the conversation that, where's that English? That affirmed the purpose of the podcast. Because while we're having this conversation, he was like, I think at the beginning of the conversation, he was like, I don't know why I'm doing this thing. And then as we went on with the conversation, he was like, wait, now I know why this was happening. I know why I was behaving like that. But then also he shared, because even the title of the episode is Forgive Yourself. I had gone through, I've talked about this a lot on the podcast, about how I struggled with self-forgiveness and how important it is. So the things that he was sharing, I was kind of still fresh in them, and tears. I had to blink back my tears. I don't know if he ever saw, but I'm sure if he had seen, he would have highlighted that part. Question number, let me see. Question number. Sorry, someone had called. Oh, people calling me at this time. What is one of the things you wish you knew at the start? What is one of the things I knew at the start? I wish I knew everything related to podcasting, I think. Or I also wish I knew that the podcast would get ahead of me. The podcast got out of my hands. It's no longer mine. It is now your podcast. So I wish I knew that, because I thought I was going to be in full control of whatever has to happen, but now I have to be relevant to my audience and find, okay, what works and what doesn't work. So I wish I knew that part. Any regrets? I don't know if this is in as far as podcasting is concerned, but in as far as podcasting is concerned, no. Regrets in general, not that I can think of now. I don't think there is any. How does it make you feel? Like for you to create a space that allows people, in brackets idols, to be vulnerable and share their stories. I think what I wanted mostly out of this was to make people see the idols, like in the brackets, how Mitch put it. By the way, these questions were given by Mitch. The idols, I wanted people to relate with these people, or anyone to see themselves in those people. Like when you hear me introducing the podcast, sometimes I say the podcast is a mirror reflection of who we are, or a window through which we see other people's lives. So that is what I wanted, personification. I don't know if that English is correct. Personifying, maybe, I don't know. Making them human, that they also struggle and they're not just always at the throne. There is a human aspect about them. Then manifest what the podcast will be like in 2 years. Manifest? What will be like in 2 years? 2 years is which year, Shemay? 2026, when we have a new president. In 2 years. Manifest in 2 years. I don't know. I don't know what will happen. Whatever happens, happens. But you asked me to manifest. I manifest for that podcast. I can't manifest a husband. I manifest. So what should I manifest?
A husband.
A podcast?
Yes,
no.
Support you. You're broke.
This is how you fight your camera people. But I manifest, perhaps I will have a podcast live event in another country. Yes, that sounds good. That's it. I think that's it for the questions. Thank you, everyone, especially Mitch. Mitch, thank you for sharing your questions and allowing me to share myself to this person that I'm speaking to right now. Thank you to every single person who has chosen #time with Nabuguzi Chwanuka in any way that you have supported. Please endeavor to share and spread the word about HTNK podcast. Yeah, the logo is also here. Wherever you see this, let everyone know that that's my girl.